Young Justice is my 16th favorite cartoon. It starts off with seeing the heroes and the sidekicks like Batman and Robin, Flash and Kid Flash and Aqualad and Aquaman all fighting ice-themed super-villains. Later we find out that this was planned by the villains to get captured, or was an elaborate plan to break every inmate out of prison, but that's later on. For now, what happens is after the teams arrests the villains, the heroes gives the boys a place to relax until the heroes calls them for work again. But Speedy, Green Arrow's sidekick, was hoping that they would get initiated to the Justice League, and when that doesn't happen he quits. So a little after this happens we get a moment where we see the crew thinking, why didn't they go with Speedy? So to prove themselves to the adults, the team find a mission to take out an enemy base, but when they get to the base they realize that the base is bigger and had a lot more going on underground than even the League thought. So they try calling the League, but the reception was off because the underground base was full of psychics called the Genomorphs. The team, trying to find a way out, finds a pod, and in that pod there was a clone of Superman, Superboy, who they free, but he easily take out the crew and put them all in pods to get cloned. But the crew gets though to Superboy, convincing him that the leaders of Cadmus, the cloning facility that Superboy was made in, is the bad guys. So they escape the place with some help Superboy got from the leader of the genomes, psychically guiding the crew out of there, entrusting Superboy that one day he can make humans and genomes live alongside one another, since unlike Superboy the rest of the genomes doesn't look human. So they found another place to stay for the time being. So after that Robin put explosives everywhere and destroyed the base, completing the mission. So after that the League showed up and tried to scold the team for going on an unauthorized mission, but the crew stands up for themselves and tells the League that what they did was right and the League better get on board or get out of their way. So the League, finally acknowledging the crew not just as sidekicks but heroes, gives them a base of operation and starts giving them missions to go on as a team. And Martian Manhunter introduces his niece Megan to be a part of the team, and a little later on we get Green Arrow's niece Artemis to join, who both lied to the team at first, but then when it got leaked that there was Mole amongst them by Speedy, now going by Red Arrow, telling Aqualad, and he chooses not tell this to the team in fear of alerting the Mole. So it gets revealed that the Mole was Red Arrow, who was being controlled by the villains. So he managed to infiltrate League, and he managed to put a control chip in everyone in the League after he gained their trust. But we also find out the guilt of getting programmed to gain the League's trust and betraying them really gets to him in the next season, and he really lets himself go trying to find the real Roy. So with Red Arrow being controlled by the villains, he plants a control chip in every member of the Justice League. So we got a really cool episode of all the sidekicks having to fight their mentors, and the way beat them was by switching opponents. I think my favorite episode from season is the Doomsday training exercise, and the episode that came after that episode where the team had therapy by talking about the discussions they made in the training exercise that went wrong. Like, comment, subscribe and follow me on Instagram for more. Also, I'm planning on doing a separate video talking about Young Justice Outsiders, where I heard many people didn't like that sequel, but I really did, despite the admittedly rough being every new session of this show has.